So, you've inherited a new team and you've discovered that they're highly demotivated and disgruntled and unsatisfied. You're getting a lot of negative feedback and energy. There are confrontations, there's silence, there's a limited participation in meetings, and you really don't know what to do. Or you're thinking how unfortunate you are to have inherited such a challenging situation. Well, the bad news is that in your position, your job is, in fact, to find solutions, to manage these people, and the only way you're going to do that is by talking to them and asking them questions to which you need to really seriously listen to their answers. It's only when you understand what it is that is really bothering them that you'll be in a position to do something to help them. So it could be a lack of challenge or a sense of abandonment. It could be personal problems. It could be difficulties amongst team members or conflicts. It could even be unkept promises from management or their previous boss or yourself. So you will only be in a position to help them once you have actually understood what the core issues are. At that point, the most important thing to do is to act fast. Discontentment is certainly not a good emotion to leave unchecked, because it breeds disconnection and disruption, and it will fester. There's no way that by leaving it and leaving them to themselves that it will resolve by itself. So you need to stay close to your team. You need to work with them and show that you're ready to invest time, energy, and attention to help them find solutions. This is also the basis of them beginning to trust you. What is also important in these situations is to focus on the facts. The fact is that you have a situation. It's not going to go away alone, as I said. You're going to have to invest time and energy to create a relationship and trust with this new team. And I know that in many cases we think, my goodness, I have so many other things to think about, so many other much more important things to do. I'm not going to waste time with this petty feud or nonsense. We're all adults. We all know what we're supposed to do. We know what our responsibilities are. Well, the point is this: if you don't face their dissatisfaction, the amount of time that you will lose afterwards by not managing it will be by far superior to the time it will take you if you manage it here, now, and effectively. Obviously, these situations require time, and there's no way you can create a relationship of trust and an effective working collaboration overnight. So you have to be constant and continuous and consistent in whatever you do, and you have to do what you say you're going to do, because that is the only way that they're going to start believing in you and changing their view of yourself and the company. So put in place a plan, follow it through until the end, until you've found the solution to their issues. Another really important aspect, and it's often ignored by management, is to keep your team engaged. Engagement is all about loving what you do, being enthusiastic about going to work in the morning, and that only occurs when you feel respected, appreciated, recognized for the work that you've done. So celebrate their successes. Show them and tell them that you appreciate them, and tell the rest of the company how happy you are with them. It's basically, it's human nature. If you show that you don't believe in them as professionals, that you don't trust them, that you wish you had a different team, they will do everything to make sure that that feeling and that opinion is justified. If, on the other hand, you demonstrate that you do trust them, that you appreciate their work, and that you're prepared also to sell what they've done within the organization, they will reinforce that conviction, and they will do everything in their power to make sure that that feeling of yours remains. So it pays dividends. It's not a question of being a fairy godmother, a Red Cross nurse. It's a question of being pragmatic and being able to cover your role effectively. That's what management is all about. Getting people to do the best they can in a motivated, efficient way. Okay. So the other aspect to consider is a sad situation whereby it is actually you who is the issue. And the only way to discern this is to ask yourself the necessary questions. So you have to ask yourself if you're providing the necessary support. You're not just there to supervise and to give orders. You're there to create an environment which nourishes trust, that overcomes fear of making mistakes, that encourages honesty, essentially, and that makes people want to come to work in the morning because they're getting the necessary information. They know what you expect from them. Are you giving them the information that's required? Does everybody understand what their scope of work is? Do they know how you expect what by when? Have you been clear? Do they have a good project management system in place? Is there anything that you have not shared with them in terms of the more ample, wider vision? These are all crucial to finding teams that are in fact on board, motivated, and function effectively. Their performance is high. When there is a good, clear flow of communication, people work well. So, to close, let me remind you of some of the key responsibilities that you have as a manager. And these are activities and aspects of being a manager that can never ever be forgotten. You're there not only, as I said a moment ago, to supervise, to manage other people. You're there to inform them, to support them, to provide and create an environment which encourages creativity, spontaneity, that is, shall we say, able to create solutions through a common objective which is clear to everybody. Do you recognize their successes? You know, when people think that it's sufficient to do their job and you don't need to tell them they've done a good job, that really isn't the case. People often enjoy hearing that what they've done, even though it's part of their job, even if it's what they're being paid to do, has been appreciated, has been recognized and registered by who's managing them. Because when they feel that, they're prepared to give so much more. And in order to continue to lift that bar, they will give you their very best because they know you respect and appreciate what they're doing for them. So let me close by saying I know how challenging it is to have people under you who are not particularly motivated, aren't particularly positive towards you or the company. But that's the best challenge that a manager can have, because once you get them on board and once you've created that relationship with them, you will do miracles together. And that's essentially what you're being paid to do. Now, if you're having some issues with your team and you'd like to discuss in greater detail your particular needs, either leave me a comment below or I'll leave the link to my website so you'll have all of my contacts should you wish to discuss any issues that you may have. You can also suggest new topics for new videos. If you've enjoyed this one, please do put a like under the video. If you're interested in this kind of subject matter where we're talking about the kind of situations that managers find themselves having to manage on a daily basis in this channel, please subscribe, because there will be many more videos, and I would like them all to be generated by your requests rather than my initiative. Have a great day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.